You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Tuesday the 11th of March, 2025. It is 79 days after the winter solstice. It is 10 days before the spring equinox. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 21st day of Venteuse, the day of the mandragore, the mandrake. The sun rises today at 7:13 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1:06 p.m. The sun sets today at 6:58 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 7:26 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 7:58 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes 42 seconds longer than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing gibbous phase and is 94% full at midday. The full moon will arrive on Friday, the 14th of March. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the very early morning, low tide, 4:15 a.m., 12 centimeters. In the mid-morning, high tide, 10:23 a.m., 1 meter 40. In the afternoon, low tide, 4:43 p.m., 0 centimeters. At night, high tide, 10:48 p.m., 1 meter 37. In our shared realm of plants and animals, flies are back outdoors, patrolling parks, streets, and backyards for their standard fare of trash and carrion, parts of nature's cycle reawakening as spring dawns. Commemorations. On this day in the year 843, the Byzantine Empress Theodora II restored the veneration of icons in the Orthodox churches in her empire. Known as the Triumph of Orthodoxy, it ended the iconoclastic controversy that had led to the widespread destruction of religious images. Icons remain central as an aspect of contemporary Orthodox practice. A shout-out to our Greek neighbors today. On this day in 1927, Samuel Roxy Rotoffel opened the Roxy Theater just off Times Square in New York City. The largest movie palace built at the time, its first feature was the silent film The Love of Sonia, starring Gloria Swanson. Only 33 years later, in 1960, it was torn down, a victim of changing tastes and entertainment habits. On this day in 2013, Falkland Islanders voted in a referendum for their island home to remain an overseas territory of the United Kingdom. 99.8% voted in favor. On this day in 1921, Astor Piazzolla was born. The tango composer and performer reinvigorated the tradition of tango, incorporating elements of jazz and classical music to create a new fusion referred to as the Nuevo Tango. On this day in 1926, Ralph Abernathy was born. The Baptist minister and civil rights activist was a close collaborator with Martin Luther King Jr. He became president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference following King's assassination in 1968, and he was a central figure in the civil rights movement through his life. His tombstone is engraved with the words, "I tried." And finally, on this day in 1931, Rupert Murdoch was born. What shall we say of a man who has been so instrumental in cheapening and coarsening our political culture? He pioneered the technique of tapping into people's resentment for political gain. And that is the Observatory, Tuesday, the 11th of March, 2025.